So what's going on, everybody? It's Drip. This is a sort of camera angle you might be a little not quite used to, but slightly reminiscent of one of the earlier videos on this channel. And that's because the first video I ever did was replacing the hard drive on a PS4 with one from a laptop. If you haven't seen that, go ahead and check that out. And that was really cool. You know, it's been a while. And you know, I uploaded that video, and then I believe we were sitting around 9 subscribers for the longest time. And you know, now here we are, a couple years later, at about 36, I believe, subscribers. So, you know, more than tripled our subscriber count here, and I appreciate everybody for that. That's super awesome. And you know, actually, we exactly quadrupled it if it is 36. And you know, that's super awesome. I appreciate everybody that's found me through, you know, the shorts I've been doing recently. I've been trying to do a short every business day. You know, don't always hit it, just because life gets in the way, but I am going to be starting up a new job pretty soon. But, you know, we can save the talking and everything for while we're working, like I did in that original video. So today, as you can see here, we've got 2 PS5 controllers. And so what we're going to do, because this controller here is these are the 2 controllers that I got when I first got the PS5. And this controller here was the secondary controller, aka my roommate's controller that he played Gran Turismo Sport forever on, and then later when GT7 came out, he played it on there. But because the haptics of the triggers were always kind of finicky there, so you know, this trigger is a little bit not the best, and the tip of this stick here rotates around. You know, it's bubbled out, and so this is sort of a burner controller a little bit. I do plan to get another controller, but I wanted to do this now because you know, I've been using the PS5 quite a bit, and it's kind of a pain in the butt to be tethered to it all the time, because this controller is like my controller. Is the one I use primarily, and the battery in it has gone bad. You know, I unplug it from the PS5, and in about 30 minutes it says it's on low battery. And you know, I assume that to be a problem primarily with PS5 controllers. I know a lot of people talk about stick drift and everything. I've actually never had stick drift on anything outside of the Switch Joy-Con, because the Switch Joy-Con are significantly more prone to stick drift than any other controller that's on the market at the moment. And so the PS5 controller, I've never had stick drift on it, haven't had any problems. You know, this doesn't really count. It's just like the rubber cap on top of the stick. It's just wore out over time. But you know, this controller still works perfectly fine. It's just the battery that has a problem with it. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to replace the batteries for both of these controllers, just switch them out, and by replace it, I mean I'm going to put this battery in this controller and this battery in this controller, because when I get around to getting another controller, I'll probably just toss this one or use it for parts or anything like that, because there's nothing wrong with it. This spring here seems like it is given out, but you know, the other one, and you can kind of hear it too in the way that it will, like this one's a much higher frequency. It's much easier to press down. See, I'm pushing down with the same force on both fingers, and this trigger is not moving at all, and this trigger is moving quite a bit. But we're not really dealing with the triggers right now. We're just going to be taking both of these apart and doing the batteries. So what you're going to want is a Phillips head and some sort of pry tool. Now I'm going to end up using, actually I have to go get it. And so I got this Hyper Tough screwdriver a little while ago. It's an automatic screwdriver with a flashlight on the top, you can see there. And it does rotate clockwise and counterclockwise. You know, not like anything crazy. I think it was like a $30 screwdriver kit. But you know, it came with a little extender attachment and another one that like allows it to bend. So if you're getting into a weird angle somewhere, that this was branded as like a phone repair kit, which I was using because of my old iPhone that I dropped. I was trying to take it apart and see maybe I could fix it, see what was wrong with it. I didn't end up doing that there, so I'm probably just gonna have to take it straight to the Apple store there. But so yeah, I got this sort of as a phone repair kit, and it doesn't come with it. It doesn't even come with a star-shaped screw. It just comes with the 6 pointed screw heads. But you know, I was able to open the phone still. Probably stripped the heck out of the screws, but you know, it's an old burner phone. I really just wanted to repair it to see if I could get some pictures, stuff like that off of it. But so yeah, this hyper tough screwdriver, and then I'm going to use one of the Phillips heads as sort of a pry tool, and so I'm going to have that right in here. You know, it's nothing crazy. It's just getting a couple of the tabs out when we go ahead and open these controllers up. But we should probably get started on that. I'm going to start with this one because I actually haven't opened a PS5 controller before, but I did just watch a video on how to do it, and it's pretty simple. So you just kind of come under here. You have this plastic plate on the face, and you just kind of pick these up right here, and then you kind of want to work up the thing. You don't want to do it all in one go because you're gonna break the plastic on it. So you just kind of come up, work it a little bit, and it'll sort of give for you there. Yeah, so it just kind of comes off nice and easy. And then what you want to do, not what I did, but because these kind of tabs kind of go up in there, so you more or less want to have it up like this, and you can kind of see the grittiness of that controller a little bit, but it's not a huge deal. I'm not really in here to clean it, although it will obviously get a little bit of cleaning just from opening it here and letting some of the crud fall out. And so you're gonna have 2 screws on the bottom here. There's actually 2 screws hidden behind the triggers up here. And so to get into these triggers, you just kind of take your pry tool and just pop them out right from the bottom here. Just like that. They'll kind of come out for you. Nice and simple. That is the preferable way to have things, especially if you're doing your own sort of repairs at home for controllers. And so we're going to go ahead and I actually didn't put a Phillips bit in. I should have beforehand, but that's okay. This is it's going to be the same sort of chill, uncut sort of vibe as the last one. And last time I was talking a lot about like the WiiU and eShop closure. That is long since passed. Well, not long, but you know. Well, the closure of the WiiU and 3DS eShops has long since passed, which is unfortunate. But you know, there are a lot of great things keeping those alive still, and so you got like Pretendo is near perfect. I believe they said they were at about 60% of food. That's a little bit annoying. I probably shouldn't try to talk over it. It's just going to sound bad. But you know, Pretendo is keeping those servers alive, and what I was saying was they were at about 60% of the Nintendo servers, so they're about 60% like complete with the actual servers themselves, like running the way that they should, not having any bugs or glitches or anything like that while you're online, which is really cool. It's basically completely revived the 3DS and Wii U the day after they went out, which is awesome. And you know, I will be doing that fairly soon. If that's something that interests anybody, I'm more than happy to, you know, do some tutorials on homebrewing 3DS and Wii U, because I've done those multiple times. for myself, for friends, everything like that. And so it's what am I thinking of? And so you know, that's something that I'm pretty familiar with. So if that's interesting to anybody, especially if you come across this video, I do like doing these little like opening stuff up, going into it, and checking out like what's going on the inside. And that's always been a big interest for me ever since I was a kid. And so it's very nice, very like nice and cool. Just chill little thing there. Then we're just gonna kind of work, because they do have those similar tabs and stuff on the inside of these controllers. And so we're just gonna kind of get in here. If I could. They also make it very difficult, like you don't have a lot of leverage with these PS5 controllers like you do with the PS4 controllers, because I've been taking a couple of those apart, just not the PS5 ones yet. But it's about time I got around to doing this, because, you know, I'm sure you could imagine it gets pretty tiring. You know, the controller dying every 30 minutes when you don't have it plugged in. And so I'm just gonna go ahead and get that there. Let's see, maybe if I try working on the other side as well. Ah, shoot, I just clicked back into place. I should have like another pry tool maybe, just to kind of hold it in place while I'm clicking these out. We're not really trying to get the front plate off so much as the back plate. And so let's say, oh, I'm an idiot. I forgot, there's these two tabs on the front that we gotta undo first. So let's just go ahead and pop those. Okay, that one's good. That one's good. There we go. There it is. That's what was giving me trouble. And so yeah, I've been working on, you know, videos and stuff. I probably won't have anything for a little bit, but that's all right, because it's not a huge deal, you know. I like doing YouTube more as like a hobby kind of thing, not really taking it like, not that I'm not taking it seriously, but not trying to make like a big thing out of it, you know. And so right here you do have your battery, and you got all the internals and everything with the controller here. And this is super simple because there's a little plastic tab here that the wires of the battery will just kind of fall under. And you want to take that connector out. I should probably be using a little tool here. Just kind of trying to lift it out there. And you could probably just take the battery straight out too. Yeah. And so yeah, you got your battery right here. I got the LIP 1708. So I just want to make sure that it's the same battery on both controllers, which more than likely it is. I got them around the same time. I think this is the one that was bundled in with the console. Yeah, well, one of them was bundled in with the console, one of them I bought for friends to play with me. But, so now that they got that battery out, just go ahead and take apart the other controller. So let's get started on that. There we go. And that's that kind of gotten there. And this one also has some grittiness, which surprises me a little bit because this is the one that I use primarily, but that's okay. And so yeah, we got that there. And then same deal, you're just gonna, I should probably do the screws first, but let's see. And yeah, so, you know, WiiU and 3DS eShop, not the eShop, sorry, the online servers getting revived. Pretendo is awesome for that. You know, the guys behind Pretendo, very passionate, you know, you can tell because obviously they're almost completely revived all of the servers and everything for the WiiU and 3DS online, and so, you know, whoa, there he goes. Alrighty. And me, I'm a bit of a hypochondriac about putting screws back exactly where they were, even though they're the same kind of screws and everything. That's just me being a little bit OCD with that. And I'm sure you saw that in the last video as well. I kind of placed the screws as they were inside of the computer and the PS4 there. But I'm just gonna pull these real quick. Got myself a little bit. You know, I do have some stuff coming up in the pipeline. I actually plan on getting a bunch of parts for a Game Boy Advance mod that I want to do to kind of breathe new life into my Game Boy Advance there. So that should be interesting, and that would be another video that's sort of this form factor, me putting it together and everything. That was probably going to take a little bit longer, just because it is, you know, basically a full modification of the Game Boy, replacing almost everything except for the motherboard itself, you know. And so it'll be interesting to see there, but I have to get around to actually getting all the parts, and you know, it's a little bit pricey for a mod like that as well. You know, all the parts together that I have are about $300. Everything, you know, once everything's said and done, it's about what I'll be dropping on them there. But it should be a nice, fun little thing to do. I wanted to kind of do it in parts originally, but I sort of came to the conclusion there that, you know, it might not be the best idea to, you know, take it apart and do everything and then try and put it all back together again, like multiple times, but, you know, we'll see what happens there. And so we've got our second battery. This is the bad battery that does not charge very well. And so we're just gonna kind of pry that connector there. There we go. And so we'll go ahead and pop the other battery straight in. Make sure that they are the same model, LIP1708, you know. And kind of go in there. And on this one, you know, you got to make sure the connector's in the right spot, it's facing the right direction. And a good cheat for that, whoa, it works. I just turned my PS5 on. And so I will have to go ahead and turn that back off there. But let's see. Wait for it to power up. Go ahead and turn off that PS5 there. But yeah, I've got it over there in the living room. But you know, once you get it apart and you know, do what you need with it, it goes right back in the way that it came apart. And so you want to start at the top with these triggers, because if you try and start at the bottom, it's going to collide with the triggers. Obviously, it's not going to go back together that way. But you just kind of slip that on there. Get some going. There we go. That is nice and back together. And then throw your screws back in. And so on this one, I laid it down like this. So we'll do this here. One nice thing about this is I believe it does have a magnetic screw head, but also I don't think these screws are magnetic. So just to make sure I get it in just as I had it. And you know, hopefully it's not the port. If it is the port and I figure that out later, you know, it'll be a little bit of a bummer, but I don't believe it's the port. I think it's just the battery there that went on this controller. There's a lot of big stuff going on now, especially in like the indie and emulation scenes. You know, there's a lot going on. But yeah, this is very convenient, you know, not having to twist your wrist a lot, which is good, because good for me at the very least, because I think I am getting a little bit of carpal tunnel in my mouse, and you know, playing a lot of games. And I actually recently got a Bluetooth mouse and keyboard because I was kind of tired of... Oh, I never noticed that. The PS5 controller, the inputs are upside down. So if you're looking at them like this, they're upside down. But if you're looking at them like that, which makes sense, of course, you know, you're gonna be holding the controller like this. And so when you go to look at what the buttons you are pressing are, you know, you're looking down like that. So that's pretty cool. I didn't know that was a thing. That's awesome. So let's see. Let's get this back in there. Just like that. And just sort of pops back in. Just hang it over it. Straight up and down. And it'll sort of slot itself once you get it. Just like that. And then same deal here. You kind of put these tabs in and sort of maneuver it until they kind of slot in there. Might take a little bit of finagling, but you will get it. brushing up against something there. That something's getting pressed. Gotta pull it out, restart there. This is a little bit tricky, but come on. You know you want to. There's just sort of an open pocket of space there. I'm not entirely sure why they're not wanting to go back in. You know, what they could be colliding with. There we go. And just kind of get your end pieces back over. And just kind of click them. Do a quick test. Make sure that everything's going correctly. And yeah, so it seems like everything's going all right. We'll just check, let's see. Where are my accessories? Controller. And controllers. Huh. Is there an input test in the PS5 thing, let's say? In the PS5 menu? Huh. Well, there's not really a button test, but you know, everything seems like it's working correctly. Yeah, triangle's good. I don't know about square yet. L and R are working okay. Yeah, R3 is good. L3 is also good, I'm assuming. D-pad works fine. And so everything seems like it's working correctly, which is good. So what I will do is go ahead and just power off my PS5. I'm gonna go plug this in because the battery is a little bit low. I hadn't had the charging before because obviously I don't use that controller often. We got the exact same thing. And so it should be interesting getting that black piece on one more time. Let's see how that goes. Okay. Oh, you know what I hadn't in that other controller? I didn't put the battery wires underneath the little tab. And obviously that almost definitely did not affect, you know, the black faceplate going in. But I should probably hit, like, pop that open one more time just to get that sort of a little bit nicer. But same deal there, just kind of slot it in just above. And this one also just turned on the PS5 again. So. It is kind of interesting looking at the controller like this as well. But, so we don't need a flat head anymore. All of our prying has been completed. And so we're just gonna get our screws back in. That is, I did it the opposite way on this one. So that'll be a little bit easier for me to figure out. And that's one of those learning things. That's like, oh, so I placed it down that way. So actually I had the controller upside down, so that works out. And that's the nice thing about this too, is like it'll start spinning before the screws start stripping. That's good. Because you know it's very easy to strip screws with an automatic screwdriver. But the torque on this thing is you know, small enough to the point that it's not a huge, it's no huge deal. So this is our L. Make sure it's down all the way. But yeah, you know, this is a fun little thing. I'll let you guys, you know, I'll update you. I'll pin a comment if, you know, I see an improvement on the battery life of the other controller, which I expect to. You know, it's not like it was, or like this one had any real problems before, outside of just kind of being in rough shape. But let me grab our faceplate here and let's see if this one goes in any easier. I'm curious. And it seems like it. There we go. Yeah, so this one, once you kind of get it the first time, it's much easier, which is good. You know, obviously, that means that you are improving. Your skill set has grown now because you went ahead and did this thing. And I am kind of curious. I may, you know, mess with this controller some more, see what's going on here exactly. I probably should have looked at it while we had it opened up, but that's all right. But yeah, so that is, you know, replacing the battery on your PS5 controller. And so yeah, thank you guys for watching. This one's a little bit shorter than the last one, I imagine. I didn't have as much to say this time. I hope that's all right. You know, I do find it pretty relaxing to just kind of watch, you know, teardowns, controller teardowns, console teardowns, everything like that. Just kind of, you know, whenever, you know, going to sleep, especially, it's nice to fall asleep too. It kind of isn't something that's distracting as like a normal YouTube video would be, but yeah. So that is PS5 controller, swapping out those batteries there, and I appreciate each and every one of you for watching. Thank you very, very much for 36 subscribers. It's awesome to see that kind of growth, because for a while we were sitting, it was at 9 and then it jumped to like 17 or something like that. And now, you know, with the shorts that I've been doing recently, it's been 36, and that's awesome. And I really appreciate that, you guys. Sorry. But yeah, that's awesome, and I really appreciate that. So thanks for watching. Expect some newer stuff in the future. Like I said, I'm hopefully transitioning to a new job fairly soon, and so that's going to be a lot of fun. because it's a much better job, much better work environment than the job I'm currently at, and so I am hoping to get in there. But yeah, thank you for watching, and I appreciate you. Go ahead and check out all my socials. It'll be on the end card. But thank you. Bye.